Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I do have a question that I am going to be asking everyone. The question I feel is this is a touchy subject, y'all, as y'all can see on the screen, what I'm going to be talking about here. This is one of those topics is very difficult to talk about because we are talking about someone's child. Okay, when you're talking about someone's child, it is always a touchy subject. But when we look at the details here, I asked, what say ye on this? Some of you may have heard of this. It took place down in Fort Worth, Texas. And when you see a mother cry, for the reason that she's crying, of course, it's normal. It's a normal thing to be touched in your heart by the tears. Okay. At the end of the day, when someone loses a child, that's got to be devastating. It's got to be devastating. But I'm still going to ask the question. I am still going to ask the question, what say ye? I'm going to present the details of the story. And then from there, I want you all to basically be the judge. You be the judge. How would you look at this situation? How would you view this situation? More and more, we are starting to see incidents where people are coming in on other people, right? Violating their space, coming into their territory, however you want to put it. And some of the perpetrators are very young. Okay, we're not always talking about people that are 30, 40, 50 years old. In some cases, we are talking about young people. Okay, young people who are teenagers. In this case, we are talking about a young man who was only 14 years old. So I'm not going to share the video because sometimes when you talk about certain things where people have been deleted, YouTube is very sensitive with those things. Thank you to everyone who have joined us. And of course, as always, we want you all to share the video. I may even put up before I get into this though, I think I do want to perhaps put a poll on the channel. I'm just curious to see how people think about this sort of thing, right? Now, of course, sometimes details come out that, you know, can blow your mind. You say to yourself, if I had known that bit of information, maybe I would have seen things differently. But then at the end of the day, we do have to keep it real. If somebody is coming in on you, if someone is coming in on you, you have a right to protect yourself. So give me a moment here. I want to put this poll before I get too far into this. Okay. If y'all don't mind here, I will be done in just a moment. So what happened is this woman shot and killed a 14-year-old who was breaking into her home, allegedly. I have to put that in there too, y'all. Now the question is, did she have that right to protect herself? Now I know that some of you that are in the chat, you already have your answer, right? But you can go ahead and drop it in the poll if you want. I guess I should ask, was she justified? Okay, because of course she had a right to defend herself, right? And of course some people are going to say no, she was not, because a lot of people think you should just kind of weigh the situation before pulling the trigger and see what's going to happen, right? Now, but what if it's a situation where you are reacting because you have children? In the case of this woman, that's exactly what she was doing. Okay, She says she has children and she was protecting herself and her children. So I want to share, there's a couple of videos that are talking about this. So you can get some of the details. One video is going to be interviewing the mother of the deceased. The other video is the woman who actually pulled the trigger. So I want to share those with you. You can take a look at these here on YouTube. Okay, that's the young man right there. It says the mother is devastated after the homeowner, deletes him. He was in the 8th grade, 14 years old. Okay, there he is right there. The mother feels like there was more to the story and that she needs more answers than just he was doing this. She says her kid was good. He was a good kid and he didn't deserve this. Okay, and so here is the woman who pulled the trigger. From her standpoint, she says that she was protecting her children. It says Fort Worth woman who fatally, took the life of this young man that was allegedly breaking into her home. She says she was protecting her children. And I want to say this part as well. That mother, she was very saddened by this. The woman on the screen here, she was hurt by it. When she found out that the child was 14, she was hurt. She says they were attempting to come in through her 8-year-old daughter's bedroom window. So, what was she supposed to do, y'all? What say you? Huh? Now, of course, there are situations where if a mother says my child was a good child, it's true. And it's quite possible maybe she did view her child that way. But if your child is out there in the streets, ripping and running, with friends, and they get caught up in a situation like this, what is this woman supposed to do? Like Sister Fakriya pointed out, this wasn't the first break-in, okay? But it was the first time that she was at home. Most of these break-ins happened, she was not at home, okay? Now, this time she was at home. What was she supposed to do? I feel for the mother. I see those tears, and, she's going to miss her baby. But what about this woman and her children? Now, I've told you all before that there were incidents where something like this happened in Detroit. A group of black teenagers was breaking into a woman's home. And this woman had a weapon. They had weapons too. But she was able to get the jump on them. They were shooting at her. She was shooting at them. She took one of them out. Now, the family in that situation, I don't mean to sound insensitive, y'all. I don't mean to sound insensitive. But we are to cry aloud and spare not and lift up our voices like trumpet in Zion and show our people their transgressions. In that case, the family of the young man who lost his life in that situation or that incident in Detroit, they were upset. They said she didn't have to take him out. And my question was this: what was she supposed to do? Because they had weapons too. What was she supposed to do then? Let them take her out so that you don't have to cry at night? I know it might sound cold, family. I'm not trying to sound cold. Not trying to sound cold at all. But what was that woman supposed to do? There was another situation at, I believe, a Dollar Tree or some type of dollar store where someone was robbing the place. Now, in that situation, I can't remember if the person had a weapon or not. All I know is he was robbing the place. As a matter of fact, I believe he did have a weapon. In that case, one of the employees of that dollar store got the jump on that person and ended their life too. And the family in that situation said the same thing, that They didn't have to kill him. Sister Fakriya says, yes, it was one of the dollar stores and the cashier got him first. I'm sorry, family, but these people in these situations, they got to be realistic. You have to raise your children right, okay? You have to raise them right, okay? Here is the mother in this situation, and again, I don't mean to sound insensitive at all, but this right here is the mother of the young man. She's crying, okay? She's looking for answers. Her son is gone, and she's not understanding why the woman had to do this. She says her son is a good kid, okay? Sometimes when people say this, family, I do know that it can be true. This is why I'm saying allegedly. But if he was even there with the crowd that did this, he put himself in a bad situation. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now, y'all peace, I want to say something. You said you're not killing nobody over stores that's not yours. Now, if you're working at a store, understand this logic. If you're working at a store, sometimes people come at stores and they take people out. If someone comes in there armed and they're robbing you at gunpoint, if you got an opportunity to defend yourself, y'all peace, beloved. Are you going to just let them take you out? It ain't got nothing to do with the stuff that they're trying to take from the store. Understand that, beloved. Huh? If they are coming there to rob that store and you're the cashier, beloved, are you saying that you would not defend yourself? What if after they take the money from the cash register that they don't want to leave any witnesses? Are you saying that you would leave that person intact if you had the ability to defend yourself? That's what I'm talking about. Some of these young people out here will, like Sister Fakriya said, some of them will delete you. Some of these young folk, they ain't playing out here. It's for a reason that they out here playing grown-ups games, because they're willing to do grown-up things. There are some young people out here willing, beloved. My husband's brother, one of his brothers, should I say, was robbed by a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds in Detroit. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So, hey, we have decisions and choices to make. And I say, like many of you have said in the chat, we have to raise our children right. We have to let them know there are consequences to your actions. We also have to inform our children that you can't be up and down these streets. You can't be up and down these streets thinking that you're the baddest thing out there. Because like Mama B always said, there's somebody badder than you out there. We have to start raising our children and teaching them what to expect out here in the world. You see? Now, in the case of this woman on the screen here, she had young children. She has young children. Her children are very young. She had to make a choice in this situation. And her choice was she's not going to put her children's lives on the line by allowing these people to come in and do whatever it was they were trying to do. Thank you, Sister Fakriya. She has 4 girls. What was this woman supposed to do? This is a sad situation. And I feel for the mother. I absolutely do. I feel for the mother. But I'm also happy for this young woman that she was able to to protect her family. Thank you for your response. Yeah, peace. Thank you for your response. I do agree with you about some people sticking their necks out too far for a lot of these companies. My position is this: if you're in a situation where the place that you are working is being robbed, and you have the wherewithal to eliminate the threat, you have that right to do so. That is my belief. So, that being said, I just wanted to run this by you all. I'm going to go ahead and share the link to where the poll is as well, so that you all can give some feedback. Curious to know what your answers are on this. Okay. One moment here. Here it is. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. You all can go light it up in the chat. Tell me what you're thinking about this situation. Already some people who voted. It's okay. Everybody is entitled to their thoughts on this. Some have already. 12% of the people say no, she was not justified. Okay. There have been 66 votes so far. 88% says yes, the woman was justified. 12% says she was not justified. And so, again, everyone is entitled to feel how they feel about it. But understand this. Understand this. If somebody coming into your property and you have children there, even if it's just you by yourself, you have a right to defend yourself. You ain't got time to worry about somebody's age. If they come in there to do you in, then hey, are you going to just lay down your life so they can commit their crime? Huh? Are you going to lay down your life so they can feel good with committing their crime? And you say, well, because they're 14 or because they're 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, I'm just going to let them go ahead and pull the trigger on me, and I'm going to lay my life down so they can live because they so young. I'm going to say bump that. I don't think so. I would hope that people would just sit their children down and tell them it's a different day out here. Sit your children down. Let them know it's a different day, that some people ain't taking it. Let them know if you coming in on the wrong person, that's going to be it for you. Let them know if you roll up on the wrong person, that's going to be it for you. A good friend of our family, my husband's family, this actually took place in Detroit, and he felt terrible about it, but he was licensed to carry. And a group of young men in Detroit came upon him to rob him. They came upon him to rob him. He was forced to pull out his piece. They were trying to carjack him, actually. He was forced to pull out his piece, and he got one of them. Ended him right there on the streets. He felt terrible about that. He felt terrible. But guess what? He did what he had to do to preserve his own life. He had to. Okay? So anyway, like Stella White says, some of these 14, 15, 16 and up look like grown adults. Yeah, some of them look pretty scary. Just keeping it real. Now, I don't think because of what someone looks like that's a justification of taking them out. My thing is this: do not put yourself in those situations. Don't run up on nobody. Don't come in on nobody. Don't try to take something that's not yours and think that nobody has a right to defend themselves because you're young. I hate the logic of this world that automatically because somebody is black because guess what? There's other folk out here with other skin tones as well who are doing stuff as well. But of course, the sorcery of the world wants to paint our people to be a certain way. But this is why the Bible tells us to cry aloud and spare not, and lift up our voices like trumpets in Zion. And do what? Show our people their transgressions. We have to show our people their transgressions. We are transgressing when we do not teach our children the laws of the Most High Yah. We are commanded to teach our children who is who and what is what. Just to seize, put something in the chat here. Exodus 22:2. It says, if a thief be found broken up and be smitten that he die, there shall be no blood shed for him. Thank you for that scripture. It says we need to teach our children that. Teach your children. See, it's right there in the book. Thank you. Right there in the law. Exodus tell you, if you come up on somebody, you break it in, and you get smitten and you die in the process, what is that telling you? It's telling you that's on you. That's right, Tanya 3000. Sometimes our community do uphold these people, these kids, in the wrong way. And they want you to walk soft around these topics. They are difficult to cover. It's difficult to talk about these things when you see a 14-year-old child whose life is gone. It's a sad day. But when I see a 14-year-old child who pulled the trigger and deleted somebody else, that's worse to me. Because somebody didn't sit that person down and teach them. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So I feel sad for the mother. I feel more sad for the child because he's no longer here. But I feel happy for this mother that her children get to live to see another day. Her and her 4 daughters get to live and see another day. She don't know what those boys were going to do when they got in there. Huh? But she got to live to tell the story. Anyway, I love you all. And please understand, the truth must be told. It must be spoken at all times. I don't expect everyone to agree with everything that I say, because that's just the nature of it. Everyone is not going to agree, right? But that doesn't mean that we shut our mouths and not tell the truth because somebody's going to be offended by it. All right? Love you, family. Thank you for your time. Until the next video, I'm out. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like,